What's up, guys? This is Bullfather Fell-Handed here. This is for your own tanking edification. We're going to do something a little different here. I've got some very useful websites that you need to get up in. First one on the chopping block, targetdamage.com. This tells you how much damage you need to do depending on whatever tank to achieve whichever level you wish to be. Average, good, great, uni, whatever. Okay, so you go to the site, you pick a particular tank, you click on the tier, it will give you a list of tanks, and then you hit, and then you see, like, for example, the Hirsch 1375, 1900, 2850, 3550. That's average, good, great, uni. So you do somewhere around there. Now, granted, keep in mind, these are for PC. As far as I know, these are for PC. So you also have to take that in mind. It's a little different. The PC, Xbox, or excuse me, PC console, two different fucking games. Two different fucking games with the same name. That's how you need to consider it. This also has on it a weak spot guide I do not recommend using. There are better weak spot guides out there. This, however, is not one of them. You look at it, you're just like, sloppy. And that's exactly the way you need to look at it. It's not detailed. I mean, dude, God damn, man, fuck this thing. That's all I'm gonna say. Fuck this thing. If you have a loved one using this website for armor, you need to smack fuck out of them. Anyway, fuck that. We moving on. Right now, WoT info. This needs to be your daily. You need to be stroking this daily. You need to go there. You need to be about that action. Calculate efficiency. See how good, bad you are. I mean, the thing is, the main thing to get better is track it. Track your own personal shit. So that way, you say, hey, I'm fumbling. Am I having some bad games? Or, you know, this particular tank's fucking me, or the teams. I mean, granted, you can't always blame it on teams, you know what I'm saying, player? Sometimes it's going to be you fucking some shit up. So you just need to keep an eye on that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, find out whatever goal you want to go to or you want to be at for yourself, you need to start pimping that, okay? So you need to get it where you need to get it, you know what I mean? So set a goal, stick with it, try to attain that goal. Make it happen. That's all you got to do. Right there, you got your monthly, your weekly. Motherland grind. I'm not good in Russian tanks, you know what I'm saying? There's only, I mean, fucking A. Anyway, man, we're not here to make excuses, you know what I'm saying? We're here to make the shit happen. WoT info also has camo calculator. Extremely important. Extremely important. Say, for example, you had an E100 that you wanted to get the camo skill on, versus, say, the bat chat. It's very situational. You get the camo skill in the bat chat, you're going to get more out of it, a lot more out of it, versus, say, for example, the E100. It's like night and fucking day. It's night and day. So if you're going to get that skill, you need to sit back and ask yourself, what exactly, how much do you want to get out of this, okay? Because here in a minute, I'm going to pull down, I'm going to reverse, I'm going to swap tanks, and I'm going to say, oh, okay, here's the E100 with camo, without, with vehicle camo, without, and you're going to be like, wow, I wasted a perk on that. Exactly. The way I do business, I do my tanking, I do me, is that you want the biggest bang for the buck. Okay? Sure, you get awesome camo, muffled shot, you know, green thumb, whatever. On the high camo tanks, not so much on the big tanks. Get some other shit on the big tanks, you know. And it's all situational. If you run autos, you don't need to use firefighting. You know, if you're not going to be moving a lot, you're not going to need snapshot. You're not going to need smooth ride. You know, heavy tanks typically go to one position and work that position. So it's very situational what skills you need to get. That is what you need to focus on, what you are trying to do, what you are trying to attain with this given tank. That's how you need to set your skills up, your equipment up, your crew, your equipment, your supplies, the whole nine. You need to have a goal in mind, and the issue with that is when you get a TD or a heavy, normally you're railroaded. You don't really have much of a choice unless you get a very versatile TD or a heavy or what have you. Like, you know, the E5. And the E5 can do the medium kind of well and the heavy kind of well. It's kind of like a jack of all trades. So if you get that tank, you can kind of set it up for either role. Now, granted, will you be super successful in a role it's not designed for? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, we're going to go to another site here in a minute, VB Attic, that's going to give you, you know, what equipment, whatnot you need to run on it, and that's going to be a whole different fucking ball game. You know what I'm saying? Here we are on VB Attic. You have to be very careful navigating the screen on this thing, because anytime you touch something, it's like, so you don't like ads. You should totally donate some shit, player. Okay, so right now we're on equipment on the bat chat. It shows you what regular folk run, shows you what Unicoms run. I'm going to tell you right off the gate, pick the fucking top 3 for Unicom, run them shits. Just bar none. Just do what the fuck they say and everything will be alright. Okay? Unicom, proven fact, just do it. And I understand, you know, okay, don't do it at your motherfucking peril. It's got skills, you know, and some skills are kind of situational. The way I look at skills is, okay, you know, people argue, oh, well, I gotta get smooth ride and snapshot. Okay, well, my argument is off-road driving and clutch braking. You're going to be driving a shit ton more than you're going to be shooting. So you need to get off-road. You're going to be turning more than you're going to be shooting. Okay, get clutch braking. Then you can work on your shooting ones. Moving on, this is wotclans.com.br. A guy being really awesome, compiles all the data, puts all this shit together, has all the clans, the ranks, your win 8, your overall win 8, your monthly win 8. I mean, there's a extremely large amount of information on this site. You can see, you know, how you and your people are doing, or your opposition, or what have you. I mean, it's loads of information on this site. The dude who put this together is fucking awesome. Let's just put that out there. Anyway, you know, you can see everything, you know, and it tells you your top 15 win 8, your top 7 win 8, what you're looking like. I mean, the whole 9. So you can kind of see, and also I'm going to throw this in there for those of you that don't know. Your win 8 is your observable contribution to the match. Now, here we go. The good old WoT console page. If you can't figure out how to get to this, you need Jesus in your life. You know what I'm saying? You got to figure out how to get this. I mean, dude, come on, WoT console. You know what I'm saying? Get up in there. Be about that action. You can look up your stats. You know what I'm saying? You can look up all types of shit. I mean, you know, mainly it's your stats. You can look up clans, whatnot. Dude, I ain't signing in, man. Look, just hit stats. You know what I'm saying? Get up in that bitch. Hit stats. Look up you. You know what I'm saying? That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Moving on. Moving on. Next up on the chopping block is WoT Guru. When I said you need to look at some other sites for weak spots, this is the motherfucker I'm talking about. Granted, this isn't quite on the same level as Armor Inspector. Armor Inspector is an application you use for your phone. It will give you specifics. I didn't bring that in here because that's a mobile application. You look at this right here, man. This gives you everything you need to know about a given tank. You know, lower front plate, specific effective armor. I mean, the whole 9. No hit boxes. Everything. Everything you need to know about a given tank right here. How to pin it, how to defeat its armor, right here. You need to get up there. I mean, it'll tell you, granted, what the effective armor is of a certain location. It doesn't take into effect angle. I mean, it does a little 45-degree angle there, typically on the second picture, but you know, you have to figure out, you know, what your gun is, so on and so forth. It's got tank guides. Wonderful tank guides. Tells you what's going on. It gives you more or less a synopsis of a given tank. Tells you what it does, what it's good at, what it's bad at, how to combat the weaknesses, how to excel on what you're good at. It's awesome. It's a very awesome site. You need to get up in it. Next up is WoT Labs. Lots and lots of interesting articles here. Particular guides on certain tanks, consumables, crew, what skills to run, equipment, supplies, what to do in a given situation. They've got videos attached. It's a very, very well put together site. Lots of information. If you're new to the game, you need to soak this up. You need to soak up this game they're laying on you right here. Very, very useful. Cannot speak highly enough about this site. Not necessarily a lot of where to hit guides. It will tell you what you need to do in a particular tank, but not exactly how to put the damage down. And it also tells you what to do in a particular situation, which is what a lot of guys are looking at, saying, hey, I'm on this hill, what do I do? Who do I prioritize as a target? This, that, and the other. Very informative. Lots of reading. Okay, so lots of reading. Be ready for that. It is important to get on, though. Next up, we are going to the site called Tanks GG. Awesome site. Lots of wonderful info. Gives you that stuff that necessarily the other sites don't give you. Shell velocity on given tanks for a different type of round. It gives you gun depression there to the right. And this is very unique, and it doesn't give you a blanket gun depression. Say, okay, it's a Leo, you got neg 9. Oh no. It gives you gun depression depending on what angle you're shooting at, because we all know that the Leo 1 has no gun depression over the back deck. This will tell you exactly where the depression is at a particular angle of the tank, depending on what position the gun's in, so on and so forth. Love the site for that. This site will give you, the other info, like, backup speed, soft stats, ground resistance, soft, medium, hard, whatever, It's very information heavy, very technical. If you're new to the game, you may not understand all of this 100%. If you Google it, I'm sure you can figure that shit out. Awesome, awesome site. Gives you all the info you need. Gives you the hard and the soft stats. So this is, in my opinion, one of the better sites if you just want to say, hey, this tank does this. It's, let's find out who has the best whatever. YouTube, man, we all know about YouTube. You're watching shit on YouTube. I'm putting it in here so I can give you a concise amount of bullshit for you to take in to your cranial cavity and marinate on it. Moving on, Twitch. Very important. You can go to Twitch. You can find a lot of good stuff. The issue is, if you go to World of Tanks, they don't differentiate between PC, Xbox, console, PS4, what the fuck ever. Like here in a second, I click at one. I thought it said World of Tanks. Apparently, it shit's War Thunder and also in Cyrillic. So, whatever, man. Russians playing War Thunder. Big fucking surprise. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, man, you can find a lot of good stuff on here. Honestly, man, go to any triple-digit player and fucking try to look them up on Twitch. Watch their shit. You'll be fine. Guys, thanks for watching. Love you all. Gas way possible. Deuces.